A very good morning to the respected judges and to the dear participants as well. My name is Aryan Jadhav. As it has been rightly said, that good things take time, but great things take a little longer. And now that time has started for us as India has assumed the G20 presidency and will lead the first ever G20 Leaders Summit in 2023. India, a country which is known as the largest democracy in the world. A country which is known for being the bastion of people's rights and privileges. But it is also a nation for which thousands of freedom fighters have fought for. It is also a nation for which endless amount of blood has been shredded for. It is also a nation for which uncountable people have died for. And all of this was just for two reasons: to see this country independent and to see it succeed. Our country became independent many, many years ago. But in order to make it a successful nation, our real fight began after the independence. And as India has assumed the G20 presidency, it is indeed a watershed moment for all of us, as it emphasizes on the fact that we play a vital role in finding global pragmatic solutions, and in doing so, manifesting the true spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means one earth, one family, one future. The G20 members comprises of 85% of the global GDP, 75% of the global trade, and around 2/3 of the world's population. And India, being a part of G20, stems from the realization that us, being a major developing economy, have a vital stake in the international economic and financial systems. A magnificent experience in lessening the domestic digital divide has proved to be an essential lesson to the international communities. Our over-energetic and over-charismatic startup ecosystems have proved beyond a reasonable doubt that the sky is the limit as far as the youth is concerned. India has been ranked third globally after United States and China in the fintech arena, as we have more than 80,000 recognized startups in 660 districts. And this itself is a huge win for the nation. Coming to the G20 priorities and G20 agendas for the upcoming year, the India's G20 lead comes at a time when the whole world is under the imminent threat of COVID-19 pandemic, having exposing our systems under the catastrophic impacts of climate change. And this makes the climate change a key priority for us. But with the primary focus not only being on climate change, technology, and financial sectors, but also ensuring just energy transmissions to all the developing nations across the world. In this developing era, women's contribution and women's participation in each and every sector is an immense one, and no one can deny this fact. And so, India seeks the G20 as a forum to highlight the inclusive growth and development by highlighting women representation and women's participation being at the core of it. As Franklin D. Roosevelt has rightly said, we cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build the youth for the future. The G20 is a culmination of a number of member countries and various engagement groups. And these engagement groups include an engagement group known as the Y20, also known as the U20. The U20 provides a platform for the youth to raise the awareness on global issues, to argue, to negotiate, and to finally reach consensus. The three main goals for the U20 in this upcoming year would be to carry forward India's legacy as being the mother of democracy. As the Honorable Prime Minister has rightly said, the Jan Bhagidari Yojana, which means that emphasis will be placed on the youth from the rural as well as urban areas. Secondly, to invest in the domestic capacity development, which will ensure more youth voices, more youth internships, more collaboration opportunities, and at the end, more youth voices. Lastly, it will discuss on changing the youth's vision so that they can start to think globally and reach out to international platforms. Various meetings will be held in each and every state, and this will commence an ample of opportunities for the youth in shaping their future. Time and again, it has been proved that whenever history has been created and the people who did so were known as the knights in shining armors, the savage heroes in fairy tales told to children. And right now, we are on the verge of creating history. So I urge the people of this nation, the youth of this nation, to come together and build a future worth living for. Thank you.